Good day, good people. This is Stephanie of Dr. Stephanie Creates, and I'm back at it with another video today. Sorry for the noise, I was sitting down. I decided today that I wanted to take a look at Kaweco pens and different types of Kawecos because I am coming across some pen friends who may not necessarily, or who don't, I shouldn't say may not, who don't necessarily know that Kaweco has a variety of different pens besides the popular small pocket pen. I have three different types of Kaweco pens, so I wanted to come on and just talk about them with you briefly, especially since I'm already inked up with ink all over my hands and then messing around with these pens before I actually do something with these fingernails. But nonetheless, that's why I'm here. And welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing well. And thank you in advance for watching this video. So again, I'm here to talk about Kawecos. And yes, I said Kaweco and not Kaweco. Kaweco with a V. Because this is a German pen made in Heidelberg, Germany, or at least that's where it originated. And the company is actually named after its founders, their initials. I can't really remember their names. I should have made some cheat notes. But I know one of the original makers of Kaweco, his name was Weber, and that's where the W in Kaweco comes from. And I know that's an oxymoron because I said Weber, but yet it's pronounced with a V. But nonetheless, they originally named the company after their initials and then it changed into a word, and the word they came up with was Kaweco. Okay, so what I have for you here are the three different types that I own, which are the pocket pen, the student pen, and the Perkeo. And so what I did is I just pulled my black out of each style and placed them in the middle. Now, one thing you may notice is with the pocket pen, and I called it that rather than just calling it a sport, because oftentimes we just refer to it as a Kaweco sport. Um, but there's actually different names for the pocket pen. We have the sport, which you see on this pen, and then we also have the word collection, which you see on this pen. And basically, the only difference between the names is that the company started, once they started branching out into different colors, they called them collections because they originally wanted those pens to be like limited edition or special edition type pens. So that's why they then started to name them collection rather than sport. But there's no difference in the actual body or function of the pen. So, like you see this olive green one, it's supposed to be limited or special edition, and so that's why it's collection. And so I basically have, let's see, three collection pens, these three. These two are sport, and then this one is the DIY. Now, the DIY pen is when Kaweco sends their machine around the country, and hopefully you can look out for it, and maybe you're in a location or a place where the pen machine will travel. And when you're there, you can make your own sport or pocket pen. Um, and I also just learned that this year's pen is going to be a different color. This is the 2024 color, which is this berry, I think is what they called it. So all the pens made in 2024 are this color. And to my understanding, the DIY pen also is not a pen color that's in their lineup that you can just order and buy, from their warehouse and off the shelf. So it's supposed to be specific to the DIY, and the DIY color for 2025 is supposed to change. I want to say the lady at Little Craft Place in Texas said it would be a peacock color. So I'm thinking a blue of some sort or teal of some sort. I don't know. But that's just what I heard. So I'm just putting it out there. You know how it is when we hear stuff. But again, your DIY is also a pocket pen. Okay. The next type is the student pen. Now I understand that they created the student pen because they started pumping these fountain pens into schools. Because again, if you're unaware, in Europe, a lot of students in schools use fountain pens as an everyday writer rather than, a ballpoint pen or a gel pen or any type of other pen that we use here in the United States. So a fountain pen is like their everyday normal pen. So Kaweco wanted to jump on board with that and market a pen specifically for students. Now, what I do like about that is obviously there's a difference in size that you can see. And let's go back to the pocket pen for just a minute and take it apart. This pocket pen, or this specific one that I have put in that teeny weeny converter that comes with the sport, or not comes with the sport, but is created for the sport. And those of us who have these pens know how teeny tiny this is. This converter is actually even smaller than an actual just cartridge. In my opinion, I don't think it's really my opinion. I think it is so. But that's what I've experienced, that this is even smaller than that. But nonetheless, I do have one in this specific sport. So this is the small converter. Now, not only is that converter for the pocket pen because of the size, obviously, but the pocket pen can't take the other type of converter that I'm getting ready to show you inside of a student because, again, it's too small. But your student pen does take a regular or standard size converter. And you see it says Kaweco on there, if you can see that. So they do actually make and manufacture their own cartridge, or excuse me, their own converter. Because that's another thing. I know people that are getting into the fountain pen game, and they're new and they're looking at things online and they're trying to figure out what to buy for their pen. So they see this converter, they see the word Kaweco, they click on it, and not really realizing that it's not going to fit the pocket pen. Because again, if we're just looking with our naked eye, you're kind of wondering, well, why couldn't it fit? But again, you're not taking it apart to look at it aesthetically, I guess is what I'm saying. And I'm sure some people have ordered this converter not realizing it doesn't fit. And then also vice versa, they've ordered the teeny weeny converter and they may have a bigger pen and they're like, why is this so small? So again, I'm just sharing that tidbit that with the student Kaweco, it takes a quote unquote normal or standard size converter. And I'm just steadily getting ink all over my hand. I'm just going to wipe that on this blotting sheet. Okay. So then with that being said, I'm going to talk about this third type of Kaweco, and this is called the Perkeo. Don't really remember what I read because I read up on it about this pen. I think they just wanted to come out with something different and fun. As you see, this is a transparent pen, but this one I put in an actual standard cartridge in some type of blue or teal color. It's a snap closure. And then just like the sport, you can buy a clip to slide on and off of this pen. Now your student pen, go back to that for a second. Your clip is made onto the cap, so it comes with that. But the Perkeo comes naked, just like the sports or the pocket pen sizes, where you buy what you prefer. And remember, there are all different types of sizes of these clips as well. I like the nostalgia clip. So that's why all of mine look the same, because I picked the nostalgia clip. I'm not sure what the flat looking clip is called, but there is one that's flatter. My girlfriend prefers that type. And then with Perkeo, when I purchased these, I simply put in that I had a Perkeo, and this type of clip is what came up. And let me take this one apart. I keep wanting to twist it and it's a pull. Now see, with the Perkeo too, it gives you that triangle type shape, that that lamy type shape that some people love and then some people hate. You do get that type of indention and shape at the top of the Perkeo. And then in this one, I just put a regular standard cartridge. But the converter that you see inside the student can fit inside of this. It just cannot fit inside of the sport. And then there's a third popular Kaweco, which is called the Lilliput. I do not own one of them because they are so teeny tiny. And I know you're thinking, well, you got all these pockets over here. True. But not only is the Lilliput small in height, but then it's also thin. So it's a tiny pen. It's thin and it's short per se. So I do not own one of those. And then honestly, for the price of those and then the size, I'm not getting the bang for the buck. In my opinion, again, everything on this channel is just Stephanie's little old opinion that nobody asked, but I'm giving it because it's free, because watching my video and supporting my channel is also free. But nonetheless, um, again, you have the pocket pen, you have the student pen, and I also have it in the blue and the red, as you can see. That's just my jam. I really, really like the way the student pen writes. Um, I think it writes a little bit different, a little smoother than the pocket pen, but now with the pocket, all of my nibs are medium. That's just my preference. Um, in this German made pen. The Kaweco medium is good for me. I'm not an extra fine person. I do have fines in other type of pens, other makers, but in the German maker and in the Kaweco, everything you see here is a medium. The student pens are medium. These are medium. The Perkeos are medium as well. Um, and again, this is just my small collection of Kawecos. I really enjoy them. I think they're very fun pens. I love the size of these pens. You can just toss them around, throw them in your bag, and not worry about it. But also, with that, they also are very affordable and they are dependable. So that's what I would say about it. It's affordable. You know, affordable is subjective, but they're affordable, they're fun. Um, you don't really have to worry about them. And they're just a good writer. They're dependable. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a beginner pen just because I have my own personal opinion about that. When people say a beginner pen and try the Platinum Preppy or try the Pilot Cockano or try the Twisby, beginner or not, it's a pen. I enjoy them, the ones that I choose to purchase. Um, And I know people that are a veteran in this game that still enjoy those pens, but I'll get off that little rant because that's just my little soapbox and it's not a big deal to anybody but me. So I'm going to say that I'm not going to call a Kaweco a beginner pen is where I was going with that. But at any rate, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope that I may have shared something with you that you may not have known, because again, what sparked me to even do this video was talking to girlfriends um, in the community and them not really realizing that Kaweco has a few different types of pens, and again, different types that I don't even have here. And then of course they go into sketch pencils and all types of things. But again, that's just what sparked me to say, hey, I'll make a quick video just to show the three different types that I enjoy. So with that being said, I'm going to end the video here. Please share the video, please like, and please comment if you have any questions or even just a nice comment. And until my next video, I want you guys to be safe out there, love on your family, and I'll see you the next go round. Bye-bye.